Welcome to my channel where we discuss everything and all things politics, especially the 2023 presidential election. Here, I want to talk about the Fitch Ratings projection that Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is going to win the 2023 presidential election, which I have earlier in the first part of the video said that it is not true. I want to also once again remind us that Fitch rating projection cannot be reliable because if you look at it, he did not tell us anything about how he got his data. You remember in the opinion poll that was done by ANAP and NOI poll, Peter Obi was leading by 21% of the votes. In We Together Foundation opinion poll, Peter Obi was leading by 51% of the vote. In the Bloomberg opinion poll, Peter Obi was leading by 72% of the vote. But if you look at what Fitch Ratings did, he didn't tell us what percentage that Tinubu is leading with. So you see that it was a concocted report, because normally he ought to have come up and tell us who was second. Because if you look at the opinion poll by Anna, you see the person that came second after Peter Obi, okay? Because in that particular report, where Peter Obi was leading by 21%, Atiku Abubakar and Tinubu were tied at 13%. But in the one that was this thing done by, that was concocted by Fitch Rating, there was nothing like who came first, who came second. No percentage outcome was given, which means it was based on spurious data. At even Fitch Rating themselves admitted that it was based on independent sources. So why should Nigerians rely on a pool based on independent sources? And then funny enough, those who are supporting this poll now are the same people who had to query the data that was used to arrive at the conclusions of the three previous polls. This is really funny. It shows that Nigerians are really illiterates, even when they claim to be educated. That you now accept a report in which the data was not shown to you. You didn't know how they got the data. There was no figure attached to how Tinubu emerged the most preferred candidate that will win the election or likely to win. And if you look at that report, you find out that it was particular just to demarcate Peter Obi, because the report by Fitch was basically saying the reason why Peter Obi is unlikely to win. Instead of telling us, okay, Tinubu was ahead of the rest of the pack by 52% out of those we spoke with, or 30% out of those we spoke with, or 100% out of those we spoke to. And then this is the person that came second, who is likely to be the next person they will vote for if they didn't vote for Tinubu. He got 10%, he got 20%. There was absolutely nothing like that. So you can see that this is a concocted arrangement by some people. They have gone to procure a kind of opinion poll to encourage themselves, because that is not an opinion poll. And if you look at the history of Fitch Rating, in 2020, when they even managed to give opinion on the outcome of the election in America, they never talked about who will win the election. They were not categorical as they were in Nigeria's election coming up in 2023. In that election, they were only talking about that in 2020, because of the coronavirus and the voting by mail, that it's going to take a long time to determine who emerges the president of the country in America. But at the end of the day, they got it wrong. But what is even much more interesting, there was never a time Fitch Rating told Americans who is likely to win between Donald Trump of the Republican Party and the Democratic Party presidential candidate, Joe Biden. Because they didn't even have the courage, the temerity to even say who will emerge American president in 2020. But they can be categorical in Nigeria in telling us that Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu will win, when absolutely there was no data to back it up. To make even matters worse, they were talking about that Nigerians, the same fate ticket of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu will not matter before the election, can only matter after the election, which are utter rubbish. Because I expect common sense should have told them that it will matter to Nigerians even before the election, and that is going to shape the outcome of the election. It's going to determine one of the determinants of how Nigerians will vote in the election. So it is absolutely rubbish that any reasonable Nigerian who went to school and study elementary statistics will stand and agree that Fitch Rating is more reliable than the other three ratings. In fact, if your parent is still alive, they should go and collect their school fees back, the money they paid for you to accept a very subjective report without any data, verifiable data, to say that Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu will march victorious in 2023 election. And you rate it higher, a person, the organization that come up with that kind of report, and rate it higher than that of the three previous opinion polls that were done by qualified polling companies, then you don't deserve to be called educated. They need to re-examine your education. Of course, we know that in this country, corruption is everything. People don't pass exams. There are so many people who have gone through university, they never done statistics. They were not educated. Okay? Somebody write an exam for you. Somebody did the things for write jam for you. Somebody did another everything for you. You pass your exam by sorting your lecturers. So why will you know the difference between scientific polling by a registered company that specializes in it and then that of a cooked up opinion poll that could be bought by anybody who is interested just to score a point, to show that they are still in the race? So that is my take on this, and I want anybody to challenge me on this. I insist that the Fitch Rating is procured. It is not based on any scientific basis. It is not reliable. That the three previous polls that was done in Nigeria, that was done about Nigeria's 2023 election, is far more better, far more reliable, far more authentic than the Fitch Rating. Thank you for watching this. And if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, subscribe to my channel, hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first. God bless you.